What's good, people? I want people to understand and know that there's really only two types of laws in this world, okay? You have what you call civil law, and then you have what's called the UCC. Now, civil law would be the law of the land, okay? Any kind of laws, rules, and regulations that would trace back to the British monarchy and the Vatican, okay? Because no matter what anybody tells you, this United States government is nothing but a colony of Britain, of Great Britain, okay? So they control the civil law around the whole world, okay? The British monarchy and the United States government, it's the same thing, and they control all the civil law, okay? The second type of law in this world is something called the UCC. And the UCC it stands for Uniformed Commercial Code. I'm going to repeat, Uniformed Commercial Code, okay? And what it is the foundation of business. It's basically the global form of business on the earth. It's the global code for business on the earth. And it's called the UCC, and it was established by the Roman Empire, so no other country could do business on this planet, okay, without being under control of the UCC, okay? The UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, it's Roman law. It can also be translated to Vatican Canon Law. I'm going to repeat, Vatican Canon Law, okay? Canon Law is Canaan Law. Sons of Cain. Cain and Abel, sons of Cain. Vatican Canon Law, which is Vatican Canaan Law, okay? If you do your research, you can find this for yourself. Every individual who's born in the United States colony, their birth certificates are certificates of manifest, okay? Manifest, stating that you are a corporation-owned item. You're not even a individual. In this country, in this society we live in today, especially a melanated person, you're not anything. You're not even a human. You're basically you're like a fifth class citizen. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real about it. You got white Anglo-Saxons who basically are at the top. Same thing with white Jewish. You got Asians. Then you got Hispanics. Then you got who else? Oh, pets. Pets have more rights than black people in this nation. Okay, Arabs. Every other form or group of people, okay, including people's pets, have more rights than melanated people in America. And then I see a lot of people complaining about individuals from Africa coming over here and buying up stuff and getting their own businesses going and getting government grants. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have no one to blame but ourselves. We have no one to blame on this planet for ourselves. Okay? And I'm about to go into this right now, okay? Because this is absolutely ridiculous, the numbers I'm about to go over. There are 42 million melanated people in America. Okay? 42 million. The spending power of 42 million people, melanated people in America, in 2015, melanated people in America spent a grand total of $1.1 trillion. Let me repeat that. In 2015, melanated people in America spent a grand total of $1.1 trillion. 1.1 trillion. Okay? And that's not a statistic from people paying their bills, paying their mortgage, paying their rent, paying utilities. No. None of that. We're talking about spending. We're talking about consumerism. We're talking about going to the store and buying things that you really don't need, but you want it because you see somebody else with it on the television and in the media. Okay? This is very sad, because with $1.1 trillion in 2015, black people in America could have had their own hospitals, real hospitals with holistic cures, could have had their own farms, could have had their own grocery stores, could have had their own fire departments, could have had their own schools that taught real world history, could have had their own police stations, could have funded their own restaurants, their own diamond mines, their own electric car manufacturers, could have funded their own airports and plane manufacturers, could have owned news outlets that told the truth, could have owned black music industries where the real talent got recognized and signed. They could have funded black-owned sports leagues that weren't corrupt and fixed. They could have formed something called the Council of the Moors and ran their own society the way it's supposed to be ran. Okay? Like I said, we could have had black-owned weapons manufacturers. We could have had a Moorish military, black-owned clothing factories. Okay? This all could have been established in the years 2013 to now, because from 2013 to now, the spending total of black people in this country has hit over $3 trillion. So it's very simple. If you stop supporting a system that was never, it was built by you. The system was built by our ancestors, but it was never built for us. It was built by us, but it was never built for us. Okay? Are you starting to understand and comprehend? This country, which is nothing but a British English colony, was never established for melanated people in America. Period, point blank, okay? The United States Constitution still says you're 3/5 human. Okay? You're not human in this society. So what we need to do as a collective group is get together and form a society where we are human. I mean, it's not rocket science, people. Like I said, let me go over these numbers again. In the year 2015, black people in America spent $1.1 trillion on consumerism items and goods. So basically the whole world sees us as nothing but consumers, useless eaters, with no enlightenment. They see us as parasites and not producers. And this whole movement that I'm trying to get started is, I'm trying to reverse that. I'm trying to get us being producers again, being creators, being manufacturers, being owners, being entrepreneurs. Okay? Building our own infrastructure. You have to understand, if an Asian man gets gunned down in the streets by police, a Chinese man, America is going to have to answer to China. If a Italian person is gunned down by police in America, the United States is going to have to answer to Italy. Okay, if an Indian person from India, from East India, gets gunned down by police in America, America's going to have to answer to India. And supposedly, the United States is at this war with terror and the Middle East and Arab people. Okay, if we're at such war with the Arabs, why are no Arabs getting gunned down in the streets by police? Whoa, kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, like I've stated before, ISIS has nothing to do with no Middle Easterners and no Arabs. That organization is basically your CIA. The real ISIS are the melanated people in America. So every time you see the war on ISIS on the TV, they're talking about the war against melanated people in America. Because we are ISIS. We are children of ISIS, Ra, and El. We are the children of Isis, Ra, and El right here in America. And I try to tell people so many times, but a lot of people feel that, putting it in the back of their head makes them feel more comfortable, and they try to just forget about it as if, you know what I'm saying, the elephant in the room don't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you try to forget it, it is what it is. It's still there. The problem is still there. And it's going to keep getting bigger unless something is done about it. And what I'm telling you is, melanated people in America are going to be hit with one of two scenarios during martial law, when martial law hits. We're going to have two options in a martial law situation. One of those options is to go after the heart of the problem, because when you kill a tree, you don't just chop down a portion of the shit, or else it's going to keep growing back. You take it out and you deroot it. You deroot the problem. So the root of your problem is the British monarchy and the Vatican. The British monarchy and the Vatican. That's your problem. Okay? Not marching in the streets and protesting and trying to go to battle with police officers and shit in the streets and exchanging gunfire so you can get shot down in the streets like a damn muskrat. That's not being smart. That's not being intelligent. Okay? Our ancestors were Moors. That means they were builders. They didn't talk and sit around and bullshit and lollygag and debate one another. They got together and they started building. And it's really sad. It's really sad because most of the hate that I've been getting are from my own people. You know, it's really sad. It's really sad. And like I've stated before, we are our own problem. I throughout this whole journey, since I've been putting out videos on YouTube since early 2015, I have now come to the conclusion that we are our own problem in America. Melanated people in America, we are our own problem. We have nobody else to blame but ourselves. Like I said, yes, this dollar is getting ready to collapse, but that we got a whole year. We got anywhere from 7 months to a year before that shit really starts to fall into play. Like I said, 2015, you spent $1.1 trillion on consumerism goods and items. Well, okay, let me break down the math for you. Because we all know math is the language of the universe. 42 million melanated people in America. $1.1 trillion spent in 2015. So when you divide 42 million melanated people into $1.1 trillion, that is $26,000 for every black person in America. Every black person in America spent $26,000 on consumerism items in the year of 2015. And it stated, the source stated by 2017, it'll hit $1.3 trillion. And just to let you know how big that number is, just a 0.1 trillion is 100 billion. 100 billion. That's 0.1 trillion. And like I said, we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We could have had our own government established already. And this is why other countries and other groups of people don't respect us. Because we destroy ourselves, we criticize ourselves, and we never put our money where our mouth is. And like I said, the numbers I just told you, looking at that, the numbers don't lie. Okay? So like I said, if this continues, if this consumerism parasite mentality continues for the next year and a half, black people are through. Black people in this country are through. It's over. Like I said, stick a fork in it. You're done. It's over. Keep thinking it's a joke. Keep thinking it's a joke. It's really sad. It's really sad because you have a whole bunch of people who really feel and believe that we should stay in this country. And I just want to ask all those people who feel that way, when in history has this country ever done anything for our people? When? When? Show me one date in history where they actually did something for our good and they didn't have an ulterior motive behind it. Just tell me one. Just one. One thing they've done. And just to let you guys know, to add on to that, just to let you guys know, you cannot denounce your you cannot renounce your U.S. citizenship unless you do these 3 tasks. Okay, step 1, you have to appear in person at a U.S. embassy in a foreign country, either Europe, Canada, or I believe Cuba. Europe, Canada, and Cuba. Okay, you have to go to one of those 3 places, try to find and locate a U.S. embassy that's located in that country. Then, in that U.S. embassy, they will have you sign something called the Oath of Renunciation. I'm going to repeat that. The Oath of Renunciation. That's how you renounce your citizenship. Then, when you renounce your citizenship, you have to reclaim your nationality. Your true nationality as a melanated person in America. And guess what? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it ain't African. It ain't African. Okay? It's more. It's more. It's indigenous more. Indigenous more nationality. Not Moorish. Because when you say Moorish, you're saying you're like a Moor. Or you were trained in the Moorish science, but you are not a Moor by blood. Okay? You have to reclaim what's in your blood. And that is indigenous Moor nationality. That is what has to be claimed. Otherwise, like I said, you have no rights. You're property of the state, you're property of the Vatican and the international bankers. It's your choice. It's your choice. And there's nobody else to blame because according to these numbers, every black person in in America in 2015 spent $26,000 on items and goods that really had nothing to do with our survival. $26,000 in a year on bullshit. On bullshit. Okay? That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Then we wonder why everybody else has a step above us in every single facet in this society. Okay? We have been enslaved mentally, spiritually, and physically, and we're still under it. We are under mental, spiritual, and physical enslavement. Okay? Physical enslavement is going to be here very soon. Like I said, the borders in Mexico were not meant to keep the Mexicans out. They were not meant to keep the Mexicans out. They were meant to keep the black people here and the rebellious people here when martial law hits. So you still think, I'm saying, you still think it's comfortable here? I'm not knocking anybody who wants to stay here in America, okay? All I'm saying is, if you're going to stay here in a land with people who have hated your guts and who have hated your ancestors' guts since they've been here, if you're going to stay in this land, you better get together with like-minded people. And when martial law hits, you better go after the root of the problem. The root. Right now, we can be considered flies caught in a spider's web. So if a fly is caught in a spider's web, do you really think the fly is going to sit around and chit-chat and talk and try to negotiate with the goddamn spider? No. The fly is going to do everything in its power to get the damn web off of its body and to free itself, or to attack the damn spider's throat, the jugular vein, and take out the root of the problem. It's either one of two scenarios when martial law hits. Either you get your survival resources together, get with like-minded people, and relocate, or you attack the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is your Vatican, is your British monarchy, okay, and is your international bankers. Those are your devils. Those are the people destroying the whole damn world. So, like I'm saying, something is going on mentally and spiritually with our people in America right now, because the priorities just seem to be upside down, completely upside down, with everything, like I said, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Priorities are just backwards. They're upside down. And like I said, I made a lot of predictions, and I'm gonna keep it real. They're going to come true. They're going to come true. Everybody who supported what I'm doing, you will receive either a Facebook message or a letter in the mail stating where my land is located that I purchased. And it's for everybody who pitched in and supported the movement. So like I said, I'm not going to say the location of the land over YouTube, because I have a chess mind and not a checkers mind. And I'm not going to let the enemy know where I'm relocating and where my people are relocating. Okay? Only a dummy would let that information out freely. Okay? I have a chess mind, not a checkers mind. Okay? So, like I said, people, we have to understand how important the black dollar is in this country. The Khazar Jew, the Caucasoid controlling this country only respects one thing, and that's money and power, and that's it. And to them, money is power, the biggest form of power, So how you hit them where it hurts is don't fund their systems. Form your own financial infrastructure. Every other group of people on the planet has their own financial infrastructure except us. And like I said, that's why we get no respect. I don't see no Asians getting shot down in the street. I don't see no Arabs getting shot down in the street by police officers. I don't see no Filipinos getting shot down in the street by police officers. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I definitely don't see, no white kids getting shot down in the streets by police officers. I don't see it. It's only one group of people. Kind of makes you wonder. And like I said, we were the individuals who were robbed of our nationality. And I just told you how to get that back. You have to go to either Europe, Canada, or Cuba, and go to a United States embassy and sign the oath of renunciation. And I hate to say this, but they just changed the process. They changed the cost of it. It used to only cost $350. Now it costs $2,400. Okay, they're trying to get it to $3,000. Like I said, we are dealing with a real beast here, a real beast. Okay, because this beast put you under Vatican canon law as soon as you were born and gave you a straw man. So your social security card states that you are a straw man with billions of dollars backing you that the international bankers make just off of your existence. And to further prove this, I want everybody to do an assignment after watching this video. Get a hold of your birth certificate and look at the corners of your birth certificate. You will see little red numbers. You will see little red numbers on your birth certificate. That is none other than stock exchange numbers. I'm going to repeat. Those are stock exchange numbers stating that you are nothing but stock, which is cattle that can be sold on the stock exchange. Little red numbers on the corner of your birth certificate. Stock exchange numbers. So you have your birth certificate, you have your social security card. You need to follow the processes, like I told you, to renounce your citizenship, so your straw man can be destroyed, your social security card can be destroyed, your birth certificate can be destroyed. Because like I said, those red numbers on the corner are stating that you are stock, you are cattle to be sold. And slavery is about to hit again. It's about to come again, and they're about to justify it. Okay? They're about to say, ooh, you had a black president for not one but 2 terms, and you didn't ask him to do anything, so why are you asking me to do anything? That's what's getting ready to happen, people. That's what's getting ready to happen. And you think black people caught hell when Obama was in office. You're about to see either his 3rd term, or you're either about to see Trump. You're either about to see Obama's 3rd term, or you're about to see Trump. Either one. It's going to be a war on the melanated people, the sons and the daughters of the Moors in America, like you haven't seen before. Mark my words. We are still in control by Nazis, Zionist Khazar Jews, Vatican vampire bastards, parasites off of other people's souls on this planet. And they have to be vanquished. They have to be destroyed. Okay? There's only 2 ways to handle a beast that knows nothing but destruction. You either detach from that beast completely, or you destroy the throat. You rip the heart out. You rip it out from the root and destroy it completely. It's either one of the 2. So like I said, how can that be cowardice? How can detaching from a beastly system be seen as cowardice? Y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up, because So, there's certain people who have your best interest, and there's certain people who don't, man. And y'all better be waking up. Y'all better be waking up and understanding what's really important in this society, in this day and age. Okay? Like I said, when the dollar becomes worthless, whoever has the land, the water, the food, the weapons, and the survival material, those 5 things will have the power. Whoever has the land, the water, the food, the weapons, the survival material has the power. Okay? That's what we are going to be dealing with in the near future. So anybody telling you not to save up on those things is an agent. Anybody telling you not to detach from this wicked system, or if you want to rebel, take out the root of the problem. Anybody not telling you those things is a goddamn agent. Anybody telling you to go out and to protest in these streets, to shoot police officers, and to do all this dumb shit, which is just going to get you shot down like a muskrat in the streets. Anybody telling you that is a goddamn con artist and an agent. Period, point blank. A like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's a chosen one, man. I'm out.